Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? The webinar. There we go.
I can hear you.
Okay, welcome everybody to our RealBird Hands-on workshop. We had a little bit of technical difficulties getting started, but here we go. We're glad you can be here today. I just want to get a sound check, make sure that you can make a comment or ask questions during our webinar here today, and you can do that through the chat box that's happening on the right-hand side. So we're going to get started. Thanks for being with us today. All right, we do these webinars a couple times a month. We had a webinar. We had a special guest visit us, Janie Coffey, that's been extremely successful using the RealBird toolbox, and she shared with us just 2 weeks ago, and it was a huge success. I think we had over 200 people registered for the webinar, and quite a few more than that have watched it since then. And we're happy to share that link with you so that in a bit, so that you can watch that as well. She's a very successful agent in the Jacksonville, Florida area who transplanted herself a year ago from the northern Miami market. And she was very successful in being able to basically start from scratch. And RealBird, she kind of gave credit for a lot of the success that she had. Well, all right, so we're going to get going here. Media is something that is continuing to grow and grow all the time. There's more and more ways to create it. There's more and more ways to share it. And when I'm talking about sharing, usually the media that you create is about your listings, or it could be about the neighborhood that you're you're a specialist in, expert in. We have all these tools. It's amazing. Someone showed me a graphic of what all the things that, for example, like all the things that your cell phone replaces. So it was this big graphic. And so basically the fax machine, the video recorder, the tape recorder, the your hard drive, your typewriter, your fax maker, all those things are all in the palm of your hand and in your cell phone. That doesn't mean you should always take videos with your cell phone, although I would tell you that I think it's important to take advantage of what you have. I've been working with real estate agents for about 19, almost 20 years, and helping them with technology. And the biggest thing that you have to get over is not, gosh, I have to learn something new. It's how to use what you have. Some people are intimidated with the new tools. But I'm going to tell you, if you take a little bit of effort to learn the tools that you already have, you will accelerate your presentations, accelerate your scope and your reach of what you do in marketing your properties, marketing yourself, marketing your listings, marketing your neighborhoods. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Now, I always start a webinar talking about RealBird, because a lot of you come to RealBird, you've had it for a while, but you really haven't used it. So you obviously one of the reasons you're here today is because you want to learn a little more. So we have the opportunity to be able to do that. But I want to share with you that basically your RealBird is a tool that gives you the opportunity to create single property websites for all your listings, and not just your current list and active listings, but your sold and pending as well. And when you create that single property website inside your RealBird area, it really starts the process of sharing that listing with everybody. Now, I know that you probably will put the listing in your MLS, and you'll add some great pictures, and you might even add some video. And by the way, if you add video in that spot, usually most MLSs have a box that says add media URL. Add media URL. That's usually a website address where that virtual tour of that video is located. And for most MLSs across the country, it better be an unbranded one, which means basically it might be information about the property, but not your contact information, and not your name, not the name of your brokerage. you always need an unbranded version of your media, because that's what, if you are sharing to your MLS, that's one thing you have to do. So I'm just going to pull up real quick to show you that when you create a single property website, in a way you have a virtual tour already created for you, and in the version of a branded and unbranded. Let me make my screen a little bigger so you can see that. So here's a listing. This has been live for about a week and a half, I guess almost 2 weeks. We had almost 2 weeks here. And then you see there's a branded version, so I'm going to click on that so you can see that. And basically what it does is I put a picture in the background, but it's basically what it does is it creates a video embedded in these tools that RealBird gives you. And it basically takes the photos and creates kind of what I call a random pan and zoom, kind of like a Ken Burns effect, so to speak, if you've seen any of his documentaries. And this one's a branded one, obviously. It's got all her blog posts. It's got her links to her other listings, all her contact information, all her social media. That's the branded one. But there's an unbranded one, and that's this one. And you can see it really just all about the property. And the reason is that's so that MLS can syndicate this out, and it can get branded by other brokers, other agents that are bringing buyers to your listing. Hey, nothing wrong with that. You know, they bring qualified buyers willing to pay your asking price or above. Why not? Okay. But that is the unbranded version. So you would grab that link, and that's the link. In fact, you can go right here and click right click. See, okay, so I'm over here with right click on the mouse. I can actually copy link address. And let me post a notepad. See, so it's kind of long, funky, but this is what you would enter in your MLS. Now that's created by RealBird. And RealBird created that by you uploading your photos inside here, inside the listing when you created it, and then by you, once you've done that, once you put your photos in there, once you put your photos in there, then that actually creates a slideshow. Here's something that's interesting too. I want to share with you on this. This listing here. Let's go ahead and turn on the listing here. This listing, now I had embedded a video that I have that I created for YouTube, and I embedded that, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a little bit. This listing is actually a video, and actually Google does pick this video up connected to the single property website. I don't know if you know that, but that's such is the case. Okay, make some changes there. So let me just make sure Yep. All good. Okay, I just want to make sure I save any changes that I made there. Okay, so video is huge. People will consume video, meaning they'll rather watch that than read text. That's just the way, the internet generation's all made us young and impatient. So yes, you can add the pictures, and it creates a beautiful slideshow in the single property website. Here I'm going to go click on photo gallery and see what I mean. Yeah, and this is still, this is cool. People click through this and they want to see this, but it's the video that gets seen more and they get shared more. Okay? So I wanted to show you how I embedded in that RealBird area. I wanted to show you how I did that. Okay? All right, so in the edit the property info, see that? Okay, so I went down here, and that's the top editable area, and I went down to media, and there's two ways you can do it. You can put the direct link to that video right in here. That is when you go to YouTube, you can grab it and put it right in there. Or you can use the embed code. This is the easiest. It actually embeds it. And I like it because it embeds it right next to the text. And more chances than not, people are going to read a little bit, but they're going to want to watch the video. Now this video was created. She has a virtual tour company that she uses called Tour Factory, and it uses the same effect. You upload the pictures and the slides. But this one I can share, and I can share in different places. And let me just see it on YouTube. You can see it on YouTube. Yeah, so let me go there and show you where. So if you click share under the YouTube video that you might have uploaded, that's the link you want to grab. And you take that link and then you place it inside the listing. And if you place it under media, it'll show up right under the details about the property. So a great thing to do. Another thing you can do is you can add. Now Susan has a kind of a welcome video, and you can add that as well. See if I can find it here. Give me a chance. Here we go. I'm just looking for it here. Yeah, KBB. There we go. So she's got this video here, and what I'm going to do, it's kind of a welcome message. Okay, so I'm going to click share, and I'm going to click this one. I'm going to click embed, and I want to make it a little bit smaller. I want to grab a version that's a little bit smaller. Let's go custom size. I think this is going to work about, it's about 350. It's just a welcome video, so 350 by about 197, okay? I just set some common parameters for a small version of this. And I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go into her RealBird account. And I'm going to go, let's see. I'm going to go into the, this would be a, let's see. I hope I'm doing this right, Gabe. Okay. So I'm doing it, let's see. I'm going to add it to that specific listing so you can see that. Yep. So I'm growing down here into the specific listing, and I can embed it right in there. Publish that. All right, let's take a look. See what we got.
That's gonna put the video in the instead of the chat on the bottom of the listing, right?
Okay. Yeah. So I can. Yeah, right here instead of the chat. So if you're using the live chat option, you can use that as well. You can sign up for live chat, and there's a couple different ways to do that. I just chose the embedded video, and here I have it right inside the video. And this welcome message, here's an interesting thing that I've learned in working with agents. You know, it's interesting. I've watched, because I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I watched how the public's perception of realtors and change. You know, it's, at different times it's been people. It's all about the properties and the search. Other times it's about who's listing the listing, who's representing the listing, and then they'll go away and says, no, I just want the information. It's coming back in around the last couple of years where people want to know who they're working with. Yes, that's a listing, and they might be interested in it, but they also want to know who's marketing the listing. So they will dig into those tools to find out more information. I find this out because when I build like a real estate website, I found the about the agent page, or about me, or about us. That page is usually the third most visited page on a website. So it's kind of interesting. So this is personal branding. And here's the other thing I've seen. You know, I've seen in the past agents market their listings based on their brokerage. Well, that's not that big of a deal anymore. Where your license is hung, people don't really care much about a RE/MAX sign or Coldwell Banker. But locally, some of these bigger brokerages might have a lot of signs in the area, and they might still have some dominance. And I've noticed that in some areas for Coldwell Banker or RE/MAX or even Keller Williams. But I'm telling you that's going away now. That means less and less, and what means more about is the professional behind the marketing. Because who's going to take care of me once I get that information that I need? Who's going to take care of me to get into that home? What other that house? Gosh, in the area of California, the houses are selling fast. So that one went fast. What else is available? So we've gone from San Diego Homes.com to SusanRupert.com and things like that. That's getting more like that, where your personal branding can make a difference more so than it has in the past. So any opportunity you have to brand yourself, it is a good thing, and you should brand yourself. You should use every option you can to brand who you are, what you do, how you do it differently, how you do it better than anyone else. Okay, so create those single property websites. Use video wherever possible. I shared with you already that RealBird does create a virtual tour for you, branded and unbranded, by creating a slideshow of your photos. And you have the ability to be able to create videos for yourself and place them within the single property website. Okay. Well, and we know that there's a certain amount of syndication that when you create your single property website, when you create that, there's a certain amount of places that RealBird will share that listing, and they do a really good job of it. And there's certain places that you take one step further by doing that manually. These are all the automatic places. In fact, this is a copy of Susan Rupert's marketing here with RealBird, and as a these are the manual places that you can push it as well. And how I do that is, for example, I work with Susan Rupert. I set up a website for her, State College, PARealestate.com, and then I hook her WordPress website to these places automatically, so that when I place her RealBird listing within her website, it gets shared out with these places. So in a way, manual, you can do these manually, but I've hooked up a way with the website so that you can do it, through at least these 4 places and a couple others where you can do it automatically as well. Is it worth taking the time manually to share in these other places? Absolutely it is. You can really, really make a difference. I know Susan, we share all her listings in Pinterest. We share all her listings in YouTube. We share all her listings in Active Rain. Craigslist are a little more discreet. Some areas Craigslist works better than others. So you'll have to check to see what might work for you. Okay. So, all right, let me step back here a little bit. Okay, so definitely you want your listings everywhere. You know that your MLS, if you're going to choose when you load your listing in the MLS to have it be syndicated out. And by the way, different perspective there. Gabe will tell you, the owner of RealBird, that he doesn't recommend. Yeah, and Gabe, you have a little different perspective than I do about that and about sharing your listing, allowing your listing to be syndicated. I feel agents should be as aggressive as possible, and your listing is going to be shared on those other places anyway. But you need to be just as aggressive yourself at taking your own brand of the listing and sharing it everywhere. And that's kind of what we're talking about here today. I don't know if Gabe, you wanted to enter in on that, because I know you have a little bit different perspective on that. Okay, so I want to share with you some of the things you could do. By the way, video with photos, you can add music. You can create your own video. Most of you have either a Mac or PC. Those are pretty much the two out there. I happen to have a PC. So there is we have, let me see if I can pull this up. It's so let's see, under accessory. No, I just searched for it in my search box. iMovie, a movie maker. Sorry, and when you pull that up, you'll be able to create all kinds of stuff. You could do your own. Now, do I recommend you do this? If you're the type of agent that's a really people person and you don't touch the technology, then you have your assistant do this. But not having a video is not an option. You can pull in slides. You can put text on top of slides. You can upload music to it. I recommend you don't just pull up some music you download off the internet. Make sure it's royalty free. There's places you can go. Just search royalty free music and look for for video. Yeah, here we go. And there's plenty of sources here. Here's Free Music Archive. I mean, here's one website. It's got like 10 places where you can get royalty free music. So you can upload music with those slides. Now, like I said, I happen to be on a PC, but you might have a Mac. And so if you have a Mac, you have an iMovie. And this is the actually cooler tool. My daughter uses, because I don't have a Mac. Yeah.
Yeah. So what my suggestion on video is that that I tell agents usually is create a short 45-second to 1 minute video about yourself, right? And then you have it on your desktop or on YouTube, and you can, when you get a new house or a new listing, or you want to do something else, that front of the video as an introductory piece or at the end, so that there's a branding piece to it. That allows somebody who has a short attention span to get to know you. And really, lead generation is to a large extent a psychological thing, right? That somebody who's in a market to buy or sell a house actually decides to talk to you after they see something that they find from you, whether it's your listing or your website or whatever. And video is great because they can relate to you much better than pictures. And as Eric says, it's really easy to do. And if you have that piece of video already made, then all you have to do when you get a new listing, you just put the two together. There's lots of tools to do that. You can do that, I think, on YouTube as well,
Mm-hmm.
or on your desktop and re-upload.
I guess that what I'm trying to communicate so far is the power of video. It really does make a difference. I was able to create a video for one of our properties today using the movie maker and adding music to it, adding some text to it, and it was a total of 15 minutes, and didn't take very much, didn't take very long at all. And some of you might be better at this now. So, but don't underestimate and don't forget to use it. Now, Animoto is already connected to your listing. You'll see it in the listing. I'll go ahead and pull up listing. You'll see what I'm talking about. Once you've uploaded some high quality photos for your photo gallery, there's a button here that says create video. And what that'll do is that'll actually open Animoto. Now they have a free version of this, but I don't recommend you use the free version. I recommend that you upgrade to a paid account. And if you're doing consistently, like I say, 1 to 2 listings a month, then this is going to be well worth it to sign up for this. What I call the professional level, and this one you can have higher resolution videos, and you can upload them right up to YouTube, and you can they already have the royalty free music embedded in their tracks to pick from. I mean, you could do this one too for $8 a month, but I'm going to say the 720, you need as high resolution as you can. So if you're serious about it, which you should be, this is the one probably that you should use. And the only idea that the Animoto, it's connected to RealBird on the back end. Now, I'm going to tell you that if you're not signed up to the paid version, it's going to upload your images, but it's not going to be as clear as you want it. It kind of downgrades the photos you upload, even though they're good quality when they're logged into or uploaded within RealBird. So you'll need to upgrade for that. But I still think it's worth having a solution, whether you're going to take a little bit of time to create the videos yourself or whether you're going to use Animoto. Animoto, like I say, once you're done, you upload to YouTube. Of course, you upload these to YouTube as well. You want to have a YouTube channel, not just upload them generally to YouTube. You want to upload them to your own channel, and it's easy to do. If you have a Gmail account, you just go into Gmail. If you're already into your Gmail account, once you're live, you have a link right here, and that'll actually log you into your channel. See where it says My Channel? This happens to be the RealBird Webinar channel where we have videos that we have, but you can add art, you can add branding. By the way, there's a link for Janie's webinar. I should share that today. Okay, so I'll grab that link while I'm in there and share that with everybody because I promised you guys I would. Okay, that's the webinar we had. Right, so YouTube, people don't realize that YouTube is a free place to host the website. Okay, we use it too. We use it through Webinar Jam, like we're doing it here today. But YouTube is a free hosting service. It means you're not really paying for it. So in different ways that your videos, it starts out, is going to have branding. I mean, it's going to have some advertising down here. Be aware of that. If you want to avoid that, you can. You can, like I say, you get a free account at Animoto. You can get an account at Vimeo where you can upload videos as well. So so you don't have to use the hosting that YouTube provides. There's other options as well. There's another company I'll put in here that I use that I've been with them for a while, and they're very high quality videos. Wistia.com. All right, so here too, a Zillow video. Even without being a Premier agent, you have the ability to be able to upload a video, and that's just a quiet walkthrough of the home, less than 2 minutes. And what happens in Zillow is if you, through their app, they have an app that you can download, and you take your iPhone. I'm not sure if it works on Android. I need to check on that. I know it works for iPhone, and you take just a quick walkthrough, not too fast to make people dizzy, and you're able to upload that into your Zillow profile next to the listing. And by doing that, believe it or not, Zillow will put you in front. Zillow will put you in front of other listings in the area. So no, that's all inside Zillow. That video that you create with their app connected to your listing on their website is a good thing. The only thing is it's very hard to share because it's kind of locked into their system. You can't really extract it easily. I can, but it's not easy to do. The other thing I want to talk about is Facebook Live. We have more and more agents are using Facebook Live. That is the option you have within Facebook to be able to do kind of a live broadcast within Facebook and share a listing that way. And there's some options connected with that, but everything's going that way where people can broadcast or broadcast live or share videos live. Okay, I'll show Doug here. Video's huge. Doug Wens is he's a RealBird client, very successful agent in the East Bay area, so east of San Francisco, and he's done incredible things with videos. You can see he's got some videos here, kind of more raw. This is him sharing, like a market update. He gets tons of views on this because people want to consume information. You see, he's got his office. It's not all that pretty, but man, he's funny, and he shares, real estate updates and markets, and of course, he also does video. Now he does. I'll put the microphone next to him, I think, so you can hear this. He's got a guy that does his photography, and he combines video and drone footage and things like that. When he shares these videos in this way, he gets anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 people watching these videos, and that's an incredible thing. Okay. So I hope I'm communicating to you the power of him. I'm trying to get back to my Facebook. Here we go. Okay. So he does a great job in sharing those videos. I'm going to pull that other one up again because I know that it doesn't have to do with a specific listing. But I want you to get over the fear of video and how to use it. Because a lot of agents are like, I don't want to get in front of a camera, video, or recording. I don't like the sound of my voice. By the way, do you know why people say that? I don't like the sound of my voice when I hear myself, see myself on a video, hear myself. Do you know why that is? I'll give you a tip. Okay, so let's play here. Let's play Doug here because he's just being casual. He's just being an expert in real estate in the East Bay area, and that gets him tons and tons of views. That people see those videos. Yeah, look at this one here. This one was one. Let's see. Okay, so he's got open house this week. Almost 4,000 people, and look how many views have seen it. So that means 1.6. So this is reach. So this is it got put in front of people, and this in less than a week. Almost 1 and almost 3/4 of basically almost 1,700 people have seen, 1,600 people for sure have watched that video, and he gets comments too. That's what's cool too. You get comments. So you got to up your game. That's what it comes down to, and you have to not get intimidated by it. You being intimidated. Okay, so I was going to share that tip with you. Why people? So the reason why you sound different on a recording is that when you hear yourself talk, you are not hearing yourself as if you're a microphone in front of you receiving that sound from your voice. You are hearing yourself, from inside your throat, through your skull, through your inside of your ear, and that's how you're hearing it. So basically, the microphone for your voice, as you hear it, is stuck in your head. So that's why what you hear and what other people hear are different. Now, I'm not going to tell you which one's the real voice. That's up to you to decide. But you just have to get over it, Get over it and make thousands of dollars more than you're doing now, okay? But don't be intimidated by it. I've said a lot of agents that say, I want to be polished. I want to stage it. I want to produce it. Forget that. Just do the best you can and up your game. Sometimes the rawest videos are the best. They don't have to be staged. You can work up to that, but you don't have to be staged all the time. I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I'm just saying get over it, I guess what I'm saying. a type of virtual tour that has been on the scene a few years. They've been around for about, I guess, about 4 or 5 years, but they're really come into their own. It's, by the way, it's not cheap. But I have quite a few of my agents, including Doug, that have got involved in it, called Matterport. And Matterport is these guys that come out with, or gals that come out with these specialized cameras, and basically it creates a virtual walkthrough of the home. And challenges, you have it only unbranded. You can't really have branding on them, I guess, because they don't do branded, unbranded. They have the start. So this one does have at least, okay, before they didn't have it. She has it now. So you can have it branded. And so what it does is, it's you walk through the house. Let me see the dollhouse. That's what this is the walkthrough, explore 3D space. Here we go. So this is me walking through and these guys and gals come out and they create these hot spots to where, let's go in there. And it takes you through the whole. There's another option here called the dollhouse. And this is kind of cool. It's kind of a cutaway of the house. So you can see how everything's laid out. And this is cool. This gives all kinds of information, okay, to the prospective buyer to take a look at. So you could jump from one floor to the next and floor plan, and jump into that room. Okay, so things have evolved in the last, I'd say, 8 years, where really it's about taking content and putting it in front of potential buyers to give them the information to move them further along what I call the decision timeline, to fall in love with that house, give you a call as the contact person connected to that media, so that they can ask more questions, get a live showing. So more and more, the consumer wants to be informed, and with media opportunities that we have, you have the ability to be able to do that. By the way, drone photography, in some areas you could do easily. Other like in the state of California, you have to be licensed by the FAA. Is that right, Gabe? Oh no, most of the drone companies, the license. I don't know if I can spell that right. I'll just put FAA. You know what I'm talking about in there. Okay.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So isn't that true that in the California, for drone photography, you have to be licensed with the FAA?
I think that now that was the case, but I think the federal court or something has I just read about it a few days ago that they struck down that rule.
So that to be determined. Well,
I don't know if I think it's up to a certain elevation. So I think if you go up to 500 feet or something, then you don't have to have license.
Okay. So we'll find out more about that. So, okay. So any questions about creating, media for your listings? Any challenges? And I just want to leave, there's a chat box on the right-hand side. Feel free to ask questions. Everybody's being kind of quiet today, so that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so next I got another version of media I'm going to share with you, and it's not, I guess it's kind of media, but that's SMS. And SMS is the opportunity you have to share things through messaging. And if you have your RealBird account, and happen to have Susan's up, we take advantage of that. Now that's what we call a third-party add-on. It's kind of an add-on tool to your tools that you have in RealBird. It is extra, more than what you've paid RealBird for the year, but it's never cost. I've hooked it up with tons of my clients. It's never cost them more than like $4 a month, and that's to even have their own SMS number that's local to their area. So what you do is you could set up your SMS code, and you can link it to all kinds of different things. You can obviously use it within your listings in RealBird. So every one of the listings that Susan does, we assign a customized SMS code. Like this one, we usually take the address of the listing, 214, and we add it there. So what that means is, and here's where you would set that custom. After you've set up your Twilio number, you could come to your listing here, and it'll put a default Texas number at this number to get basically this single property website optimized on your phone with all the information you need to as a link. But with if you set the custom one, that's what we did here. We put the street address as the real easy way to get to that. Here's one here, glider port. This is actually a glider port. This really cool thing in Julian, Pennsylvania that she's marketing. And this is a glider port. Well, if you text glider port to this number, this whole presentation of the single property website with everything Susan has to offer is going to be sent to someone's phone so they can navigate, they can research, they can see all the other things you have, your testimonials about you. It just makes it easy to be able to share, who you are and what you do. It's another way. And people, it's interesting. By the way, when people use the text, they text you, you get their number. You get their phone number, their cell phone. And I don't know if most people know that, but they'll use the service anyway. And then, of course, you call them back and say, hey, I saw that you were looking at this property. So definitely a gateway to get into to talk with them. But what's interesting is people will text something to their phone literally like 8 to 9 times more easily than they will to making a phone call or to calling and leaving a message or even texting you directly. So people are getting used to receiving text from people they don't know. Anyway, it's just easier. There's a lower hindrance, I guess lower tolerance to receiving information that way. Okay. All right. So we talked about all the different places your listings can be, and we talked about all the different ways that you can create media, video. You have all the different places that you can post it and share it. And then we talked about SMS. Don't let this get you down. This is really easy to do. I hope you'll take advantage.
Can I say a few words on this?
Please. Please do. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't forget one thing. Again, I'm coming back to the fact that lead generation to a large extent has to happen within the short attention span of people, right? Because they don't know you, you don't know them. They see something from you. So then the question is, how do you generate a lead? And one logical aspect of this is that you don't know what the preferred way of communication for that person is. Some people, and I would say many people, don't like to talk to somebody they don't know. So they see a street sign or they see something online or something. So if you give them only a phone number, then they might just not call you, and that's a barrier, right? Some people don't want to give out their emails because their emails was stolen or put on spam list. Some people don't like to click on links because they got viruses on it. But SMS texting is a very pervasive method today, right? Everybody's with their nose in their cell phones, and a lot of people prefer to text actually than to send emails or to talk. And so just that aspect of it, if you will probably increase your lead generation, because some people who otherwise would hesitate, they will not hesitate here because they're just that's the way they like to communicate. So that's just one thing to think about.
Thanks for sharing.
Eric, you're there?
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Eric?
I'm back.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I see.
No, okay.
Okay, yeah, I can.
So, all right. So I want to ask if any questions. We're probably not going to take a whole hour today like we normally do because I don't want to intimidate you, but I want you to take the next step to be able to leverage these tools that are available to you and can make a huge difference. And don't forget to with all the agents I work with, they're all RealBird agents, by the way. If they come to me asking for help with their marketing and they don't have RealBird, I sign them up post haste because it's the best around $120 you can spend a year that you would spend anywhere. That that you would spend anywhere. I just shared the link from the webinar we did with Janie Coffey 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago today, and so I share that link in there so you guys can all get that as well. So, so thanks for coming to the webinar here today. Someone asked if we could share the slides. I'm happy to share the slides. Just email me webcoach@gmail.com. We're going to be together again in a couple more weeks, and you know, the webinars are always posted right here on the webinar page. If you just go to realbird.com, you'll see the next webinar is happening. Gabe's going to be posting that, so you'll be able to come back to here, and we'd love to have you back. We want you to be successful. We were going to talk more and more about how to share within Facebook and how to leverage Facebook and how to with RealBird, and of course your listings to be more successful. So, are there any questions that didn't get answered today?
Well, if there are no more questions, you can always email to Eric, and he will reply to it, or to us, support@realbird.com, and we'll look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you could take the time and watch that video that was done by our guest Janie Coffey. She did just a great job. She showed, you know, how she built her business in a new area, and RealBird was a key in that. And she was very successful. The amount of money and commissions she was generating, and the listings she was taking and selling was phenomenal. And she was able to do that all within a year in a brand new area. So it was exciting to see how successful she's been. So much so that she has a team now that they're being very successful. So I'm trying to tease you enough to get in there and go and watch that. I sent the link in there in the chat box so you guys could all see that. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Come back again and watch our webinar page here at realbird.com so you can see when our next one is going to happen. Those of you that have subscribed to our webinars, you'll get notified of ones up that are upcoming. But we'd love to have you back again. Okay. Great. All right. Talk to you later, guys.
Have a good day. Have a good weekend.